Hi there, it's Vero or at Vero Boudreau from YouTube and Instagram, and today we are doing a fun little pop-up card for a happy birthday card, for any kind of card that you would like to gift to somebody else. This video also has an associated blog post on the Archer and Olive blog, so you can check it out by clicking on the link down in the description below. The materials that I'm going to be using are all from Archer and Olive today. I'm starting with some A5 notepad paper. It's the black dot grid paper that I'm going to be using of the Neapolitan notepad that you can buy online. You can use code VERO10 for 10% off, by the way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to neaten out the edges, so using some scissors, which you can also buy from Archer and Olive. They've just come out recently in the everyday tools supply section, and I'm just going to trim off the edges. Next up for the pop-up card, I'm going to be adding in this poster, I guess you could call that. It's from the March 2022 or 2021 subscription box, and you could color in some papers. I would also recommend using the free printable that I've created that you can download, or alternatively, if you have any wrapping paper or any other kind of colored paper that you would like to use in the background of this pop-up card, I definitely suggest you use that, but I'm going to be using this particular postcard. Now, this particular postcard is a little bit thicker than normal postcards, so I would go for something thinner than the 160 GSM paper that I'm using at the moment. Next up, as you've already seen me do, I'm taking out another color from the pastel notepad this time, and it's just this light green color. You could use whichever color you like. Because of the color scheme I'm going for is green, I've decided to go for this pastel green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it slightly smaller than the black piece of paper, so that when you place it on top, you can kind of see like maybe a 1/2 centimeter border around the green paper. So once it looks like this, I'm just going to fold the green one in half as well, just so that I have that crease in the middle of the page, which you can see clearly on the black piece of paper, but I don't think you can see it as clearly on the green one. Oh no, yes you can. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to create the pop-up side of this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count from the center. I think I'm using about 8 squares from the center of the card, and then I'm going to create a crease on that side, bringing the edge of the card into the center. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. That means when you kind of fold the paper, it looks like an M or a W. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to place it on the card like so, and here is what I mean when you fold it, it looks like an M or a W. And now I'm going to cut out the pop-up side of the card. So basically the idea is I'm going to create these little windows so that you can see the colored poster back at the back of the card, and I'm just going to use a pencil to mark this out. I'm using about 2.5 squares from the edge of the paper, and then I'm going to cut those squares out, or rectangles out. To do that, I just kind of fold the paper in a little bit to create a crease so that I can cut a little V shape, and then I'm just going to use the scissors to cut out the little rectangles on each of the sides. This is a pretty rough impression of what you could be doing. If you have one of those X-Acto knives, what do you call those cutter knives, it would be a lot better for this kind of project, because then you wouldn't get rough edges, and I think it would just be a lot faster, but I couldn't find mine, so I'm just going to be using scissors, which is totally fine as well. And also, fun tip or fun fact about the Archer and Olive scissors is that you can hold them in a way that kind of turns them into a knife. I have not decided to do that for today's video, but technically you could do that. Once I've cut out both windows on the green paper, I'm now going to prepare things so that I can glue everything down so that it can look like a pop-up card. To do this, I'm just going to trace out where I want the colorful sheet of paper to go. I'm going to mark it out. It's very rough and it's a very approximative idea. Basically, when I put the green card over the top, I just want to make sure that I see no black borders through the windows. So I just have to make this part wide enough so that you can see the whole image, but not too big, because we don't want the card to be super bulky either. Once I've done that, I'm just going to cut the paper, and I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to glue it down in the middle. Now, because it's cardboard or almost cardboard-like, when you fold it in half, it kind of like shifts a little bit in the center, so that is one thing to bear in mind, and definitely I would recommend using thinner paper for this. Next up, I'm going to place the pop-up section onto the card, and I'm just going to glue down the 2 flat edges that don't have any windows in them onto the paper. So this is what it looks like. So just putting glue on the right hand side over here, and then I'm also going to put the glue on the left side over here. Then I'm just going to glue it down onto my black cardboard or black paper, black notepad paper, just kind of bearing in mind where I place it. So it has to look like this. The crease in the middle should line up with the crease of the black cardboard, and then it should fold out like so. So there's no glue in the windows in the middle because otherwise it won't pop up. Once you've done that, you can just fold the card like so, and when you open the card, it should be a pop-up like so. Once I've stopped folding, there we go. So that's the pop-up, and that's the cute little window with the cute little decoration inside. I'm just going to write a quick little happy birthday. I don't know who this card is supposed to be for. No one in my life has a birthday coming up at the present time, but I will keep it for the future, and so can you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, friends. If you want to see more videos like this, don't hesitate to check out my channel on YouTube at Vero. Here's an over-the-top view of the card, and I will see you in a next one. Thank you very much. Bye!